I love girls so much, I think I'm lesbian. Lesbian. Just being honest. Just being honest. I love girls. I love girls. I love girls so much, I think I'm lesbian. Lesbian. Just being honest. I'm just being honest. Alright, check it out. It's Polow's Mob TV. We're about to do the show, so stay tuned, stay focused, and listen. Let's go.
Yes, you will.
Hey man, this is great.
Want to do that? Lay down, all right. We're going to fix it, man.
Huh?
The microphone.
Hey, can you take a picture of me, Chad? Okay. Yeah, you good?
You take it first.
That little circle button, hit it. He says, I want a drink. Put one hand around you, honey.
Alright, 1, 2, 3.
Cool. Thank you, honey.
That flight was like forever, man.
What was it?
Yeah. Long day.
Like the club y'all was gonna play it is like huge, man, but they had a big brawl about 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit, for real?
So they shut the club down, man. I mean, it was supposed to be a big show.
Yeah.
But this is like the worst case scenario and stuff, so we had to do what we had to do. We didn't want to cancel. You got a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Oh,
fans.
yeah, them girls.
They've been waiting on you a long time.
Oh, one girl, she wants to show you her non-hom. But she used the P word, and I don't use that. She said, I'm going to show you what is word.
Polow's Mob TV, you know, we in the building with Pleasure P. What's good with you, boss?
It's Marcus Cooper, by the way, man. Everything is great, though. What's up?
What's up? So, you know, tell us about the beginning. What was your childhood like growing up?
My childhood?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I come from a single-parent home. You know, my mother raised me and my brother. You know, my mother's a Jehovah's Witness.
That's real shit, yeah.
So we couldn't celebrate holidays or whatever. I couldn't do that until I got grown. But, you know, my childhood was just, you know, a rough childhood. I did a lot of, you know, stuff when I was younger. I did time when I was younger. I became, you know, I overcame that. Got in the group when I was younger. Yeah. Got smart when I was younger. Now I'm older, and you see me right now. You know, and there's a lot in between that I'm not telling you, but you're gonna hear all that. You're gonna hear all that real soon. You know what I mean?
What's up?
I got one question. I want to know what my sexy ladies at. My last question, what my educated independent ladies are? So we're going to keep it real sexy tonight. We gonna perform some shit for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the plane all day. I came straight from the airport all the way here so that I can be with y'all tonight. So I want to give a big shout out to y'all for being here with me as well. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to some songs, bro. If you feel this right here, ladies, hands up! Hands up! Hey, come on! Swag, swag. It's that oh, it's hot sexy, real sexy, right? And when you're going off clothes and I'm all in this shit, like, what the hell you think you going? Like, last that you really put it on me, like, why you need it so soon? Say, girl, cause I gotta go to work now. Like, baby, you ain't gotta go home now. Like, go about the pants and that shirt now. Going around you, and she touching on me. She rubbing the kiss in my spot. She hit me and sucking all on me. She wanna put your hands up. And when she see me give me that, she be like, stop teasing us a bit. That's where we get in. She is up. She never wanna do a slow. She need it like a fiend in the drugs. She only got sex on her brain. That's way worse than roll. Every time every day, any position, any kind of way. She's in the flow. I ain't playing in the flow. I'm just saying. Ladies, make some noise.
So you have a special memory from your childhood you can share with us?
I mean,
Something that really stuck with you, you know?
something that really stuck with me in my childhood. You know what? Just everything that I've been through as a person, you know what I mean? You know, I ran away from home. You know, it really stuck with me through my childhood to see, you know, me being in the position that I was in and nobody gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm successful, not everybody want me to give a fuck.
Yeah, everyone
and
wants a piece of you.
I'm not a hateful person. I'm not a spiteful person. But you know, you just see people true colors, and you know, I believe in God, of course. And you know, God just, you know, he showed me who people they their true colors. So you know, I just continue to do what's right by me. My dad told me one thing. I met my dad when I was a little bit older. Like, me and my dad is like the closest thing in the world now. But you know, he always told me to keep the air clean around you. So, you know, when others do bad to you, you know, you don't like.
You don't do bad.
If you're my enemy, I'm not gonna talk bad about you. You know what I mean? I'm always talk good, and you know, whatever you bring them my way, you bring them my way. And if people believe you, then who cares? You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
I just got good people around me that love me and care for me. And, you know, that's all that matters, you know. A memorable thing for me, though, as a youngster, was having my son at 19 years old.
That's real.
He's 8 years old now, you know what I mean? And he taught me a lot of stuff. And,
grow up
you know,
fast.
That's what it is. I grew up real fast, you know, being in this music business at a young age. But, you know, it comes with the territory. I'm not complaining one bit. You know, I'm very happy. And, you know, that's just what it is.
Well, shit.
What's up? I'm feeling good tonight, bro. You want to see some sexy ladies? I got 3 ladies to the stage. Security, give me 3 ladies to the stage. 3 sexy ladies, bro. I got some ladies to sing to, man. We need 3 sexy ladies to the stage. I'm gonna keep it sexy swag now, baby. Let's get this in there all nice, too, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna need 3 ladies to sing to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Say, feel right. You know what? We got the ladies on the stage. These are the ladies right here. Wait. All of these ladies can't come over here. Yeah? Oh. No. We need some ladies who know. Sexy. Really sexy ladies. We have a treat for you tonight. Ladies. I need everybody back up a little bit, back up a little bit. So we have 3 ladies around us coming off from this side, man. But how you feeling?
That's it. This is right
Hey,
here.
good. 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 We got you. Just play the record, man. I need some room on the stage, though, man. For real. I need 3 ladies. I need some room on the stage. Alright? Let's go.
Hey, y'all back up. Y'all get up. Y'all back up. Give them some room. Back up.
It's gonna be really sexy.
Now let them breathe.
She's in for a treat. Now you're
So how'd you get into music?
I've been singing since I was a kid, since I was like 8 or 9 years old. So, you know, I mean, my mother, she had a band. My father, he had a group called Silver Platinum. They were signed to Capitol Records. So, you know, where I'm from, Copper Ranches, Florida, it's just nothing but musicians in my neighborhood. Everybody, like back in those days, everybody had a band, or everybody, you know, just was a songwriter or played the guitar. So I just kind of came up with that. It wasn't nothing to do in my neighborhood but music. So me and my partner Urban Mystic and a few other friends, we would walk around the neighborhood and we would just sing, or go to the Boys and Girls Club and sing, or go to the, you know, the Optimist football games and sing. And you know, that's just what I ended up being good at. You know, like I'm not a person, I'm not a follower, I'm a leader. So, you know, I led myself into the studio. I led myself into better people, because, you know, that's bullshit
that's
people.
Grown man shit right there.
No, that's bullshit people that are, oh, I can do this and that for you, but I had to find my way. You know what I mean? Like anybody else did. I'm from a small town, so, you know, in a small town, you only you grow up a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, when you like, okay, South Beach is 20 minutes from my house. So a person from my hood, where I'm from, they'll never go to South Beach. You know, it's kind of like New York when people don't leave their borough. Well, that's how I was raised to be. So you gotta overcome that. You know what I mean? And I did that. So, you know, that's just what it is.
Hey, man. Absolutely. I'm telling you, we're going to tonight, bro. How many guys been down with Pleasure P since day one? Put your hands up. Yeah, we got me since day one, right? Hey, I tell you this, you know what? Since y'all been rocking out with me since day one, let's take it back to some old shit. Come on, let's go. I'm telling you, we've been down with Pleasure P since day one. Let's go. Take your time on me. Let me get you to shine right on me. Now come and take me to your body sweet. With songs to say, baby, grind on me. Relax your mind, take your time on me. Let me get you to shine right on me. The rest of your body, time with the winds ring, and truly fire on me, baby, grind on me, relax your mind, take the time on me, let me get people started right on me, I come and set me to the right against the weed, let's so grind, baby, grind on me, louder, louder. You know what? Hey, Brian, they give you so much, bro. We gonna give you some more. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? So how did Pretty Ricky start?
How did Pretty Ricky start? Let's see. I ran into okay, I had an uncle. Well, he's not my uncle, but he's like a close family friend. Well, he was a close family friend. And he introduced me to the father of Pretty Ricky.
Yeah.
And I seen him at a talent show and told him that I could sing or whatever, because I was looking for a deal at the time. And I went over to that house one day, and the first song we recorded was Grind on Me.
I just jammed too, boy.
And ever since that, it was just history, you know, like, okay, you know, he got to be a part of the group and whatever the case may be. And, you know, we were like brothers, so we told the world that we were brothers, because, you know, if that's how you feel at the time and that's how you feel, that's between us. And, you know, people, you know, would think that, but, you know, that, like, you know, if you got a brother from another, that's still my brother.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
blood,
saying? So, you know, that's just what it was, and we did our thing like that.
So what made you want to leave Pretty Ricky?
You know what? Sometimes in life you just grow. You know what I mean? You grow. You gotta grow. Like, I don't expect people to just, if you work for Southern Bell or if you work for AT&T, I don't expect you to just stay the whole position for 11 years. I'm not the type of person that's gonna just stay in the same position for 11 years. You know, I had to grow and want to do things on my own. You know what I mean? Nothing against anyone or
Yeah, I feel you. That's
anything
real.
like that. But sometimes you just want your own peace of mind, and you know, you have your own vision of what you want to do. Before
Yes, sir.
I joined the group, I was a solo artist. You know, I had songs like "Shorty, Would You Be Mine," "Feel the Rush," as you seen them singing tonight, word for word. And that's a song that I recorded when I was like 17 years old. So, you know, you see that, and you know, I got my own thing. Like maybe at the time their vision was to have fun, or Atlantic Records, and you know, do whatever the case may be. My vision now is, you know, just for me to be me.
I feel
You know
you.
what
That's
I mean?
real.
And that's just that. You know.
Hey, put your hands up. Got two shoes on the rise, going down 95. And you can see in my eyes that I'm looking for a cutie pie. If we got make love, we can just cuddle up. And she won't be the big. My body, your body, my body, your body, my body, your body. What's up, bro? Let's get my other girl back, man. Alright, let's go. It's 7 in the evening. Everybody's leaving. I decided to stay. Whoa. I just felt like chilling. And I believe the same. I'll be on my way. Are you gonna say with me? Let's go. All I got to do is language. Let's go. Yeah, I don't wanna hit the club. I wanna lay out. If I go over, I will. Let's go. We can do anything that you wanna do. And before I go home, I'll get you right. I'll get to me.
So, you know, on this, can we expect another Pretty Ricky album?
Who knows? I don't know what the future. I'm not God. But
Yeah. I
whatever
feel you.
God brings, you know
That's
what I
real.
mean. Then you know we'll figure it out. But right now, I got my new single that's about to kill the summer. It's called "I Love Girls" featuring Tiger, and that's what we're focused on right now.
Yes,
We
sir.
had Swagger Entertainment, you know what I mean, E1 Music, and you know, that's just what it is. It's
Yeah.
the hottest R&B song of the
That
summer.
bitch is jamming,
And the
too.
difference between, you know, me and a lot of other R&B guys is, you know, like, I don't ever want to put anybody down, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like R&B is too serious, you know what I mean? Bobby Brown made R&B look cool. Babyface made R&B look cool. Usher made R&B look cool. R. Kelly made R&B look cool. Joe made R&B look cool. Tank, yeah, there's so
Yeah.
many. Static Major made R&B look cool. And nowadays you get a lot of people that they just make it look like something that it's not. You know what I mean? And I just want to have fun. Like, everybody want to be so serious and let me take my shirt off and let me get in the gym or let me sexy you out or whatever the case may be. But I don't feel that that's needed. If it's a singer, there's a singer. You know what I mean? Luther Vandross, he just had a crazy voice. You know what I mean? And I fuck with Luther Vandross. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not about looks. It's not about none of that. It's about, you know, how you give it to him. My mentor is Keith Sweat.
Yeah,
And,
he racking too.
Keith Sweat, he told me, you know, you don't have to be the best singer. I'm not the best singer.
Yeah.
I'm not the best. I'm not no churchy. I didn't grow up in a church. I don't know how to do church runs and all that shit. And if you do, congratulations to you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just live my life and do whatever it is that, you know, I gotta do. So, you know, Keith Sweat always told me, you know what? Long as you put the feeling in your song. Static Major taught me, you know what? Put feeling in your
Put
songs.
your heart
And
into it.
all those women that came out tonight to support me, they seen the feeling that I put in my records.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's real.
And that's what it's about. It ain't about, you know, like, let me tell you something. People will try to take you off your focus, and if you let them, they will. You know what I mean? They'll talk you out of your journey. But I'm not gonna let nobody do that to me. You know what I
I feel
mean?
you.
Like, let me tell you something. Real shit. They told me that my song "I Did You Wrong" wasn't a hit. If I performed it tonight, the whole club would have went
Well,
crazy.
yeah, crazy.
You know what I mean? But it, you know, it was just unexpected and whatever the case. Maybe we were just going through my set list or whatever. But you know, if you left it up to people around you, I can't expect my people to. If I got a yes man around me, he not gonna lose his position. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I can't count him. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
real.
But you know, I can't doubt him at the same time when he just doing what he got to do. So I can't get mad at him or nothing.
Yeah, it's
but
real.
you know, you got to go with your heart on certain things. And I went with my heart. You know, to make a person believe your vision, you have to make them believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody gonna understand your vision all the time. But sometimes people got to see it and then be like, oh
To believe
shit,
it.
let me get in line now. Don't be mad at them for that. You know what I mean? They just didn't get it. They were raised differently from you. They think differently from you and all kind of stuff. So you know what I mean?
What's up?
We call it sexy, man. It's only right if we do this one right here. Let's go. See the lust in your eye. I know you can't hide it. In your mouth, in your eye. Make me wanna try it. Like a last
So what would you say is the difference between Pleasure P and Marcus Cooper?
Well, I mean, Pleasure P was in Pretty Ricky, and Marcus Cooper is a father. You know what I mean? He takes care of his family. He's. I mean, I'm just a grown ass man.
Yeah,
to be honest, I got grown man bills like anybody else.
That's real.
I don't think you should see me and take me for a joke. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it's real
I
talk.
cuss you out. You know what I mean?
It's like-
I can fight just like
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
else. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I just try to keep it cool. You know, drama free.
So I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like, Marcus Cooper's a grown man, you know what I mean? And I'm a businessman at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I think people should get to know that side of me. Marcus Cooper like to have fun. Marcus Cooper is, you know, I'm the person you talking to right now and you're
Yeah.
getting to know, you know what I mean? Pleasure P is somebody that was in a group and, you know what? The label controlled everything I did at the time, you know what I mean? What I said at the time, or you know what I mean? So you're getting what, you know,
What you wanna
you're
do
getting
now.
who I am. I'm speaking how I want to speak to y'all, you know? This ain't no media. This ain't no like, oh, you know what? He has an interview and, you know, we need to have a media trainer speak to him and fuck up my whole interview, what I want to say.
Yeah, real shit.
Before I'm about to say it, I'm going to say fuck up because that's how I speak. You're
Yeah, that's
talking to
real.
me. I don't want to be something that I'm not. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is.
That's what's up.
When I say pleasure, you say P. Pleasure, pleasure. When I say pleasure, you say P. Pleasure, pleasure. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody say pleasure, P. Say pleasure, P. Say go Marcus, go Marcus, go. Say go Marcus, go Marcus, go. It's rockin' morning, I'm on high. For sex with down. I'm so low. And I'm on a high. And I sing for you. You sing, come on, let's go. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about bubbles in the tub. Let's talk about making love. Let's talk about you on time, right? On me, going out. Let's have a little fun, sex, baby. On the highway. Let's talk about sex. Come on, ladies, let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about about sex. Y'all sing it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, let's talk about sex. That makes some noise.
So how'd you and Flow Rider meet? 'Cause y'all got a lot of records together.
Flo, that's my brother, man. You know what I mean? Like we came up together. I used to record at the studio called Underground Studios in my hood, and Flo was in a group called Groundhogs at the time, and you know, I was a kid, and you know what I mean, or whatever, and we just been cool ever since. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy for him. Go get his new album. It's called Wild Ones. I wrote the single Wild Ones that's on the album. You know what I mean? That went #1 worldwide. So, you know, shout out to my big bro Flo, and you know, that's what it is with him.
So who are some people out of Texas you would like to work with?
In Texas, you know what? I'm affiliated with, you know, Jay Prince, Jazz Prince, you know, the whole you know,
Rap a Lot.
the whole Rap a Lot family.
Yeah, I thought we're gonna be real tough.
You know, I fuck with Bun, you know, I fuck with Trey the Truth.
Yeah, Trey is good
I
people.
fuck with, you know, like I fuck with Kirko Bangs. You know, me and Kirko coming to Miami next on Tuesday, and we're gonna do a record or two or whatever. And we actually doing the same party, so you know,
jam if y'all hook up and do
I
something.
fuck with Kirko. I fuck with Mike Jones. I fuck with Paul Wall. You know what I mean? I fuck with Devin the Dude. I fuck with everybody from Houston. Man. I love the culture here. You know what I mean? Even what's my young nigga name?
Marcus Manchild.
Who be sipping the lean all the Short Dog.
Oh, Short, yeah,
Dog.
Young
I fuck
Money.
with Young Short Dog. You know what I mean? I fuck with everybody from Houston. You know what I mean? I definitely, shout out to Slim Thugger. Shout out to my brother Corn. You know what I'm saying? Corn. You know, Corn always roll with Slim Thugger, but he out in Miami. He do King of Diamonds on Mondays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's my bro. He's a songwriter. So shout out to my brother Corn. And you know, like I fuck with y'all culture here in Houston. I never was able to come out here and spend time in this market enough. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely gonna do that. And you know, you'll see me out here a whole lot now that I'm promoting my new single. And you know, I'll be collaborating with any artist in Houston. If you want to collaborate with me, I'm on Twitter. I respond back. Marcus_Cooper. Excuse me. Marcus_Cooper. And you know, that's just what it is.
What's up?
Hey, bro, what's up, man? Somebody told me that the girls in Brian, Texas don't get wet at all. Boy, I think the mic cut out or something like that. I said somebody told me that the girls in Brian, Texas don't get wet at all. They don't get wet at all. Wow. What you mean? They don't get wet at all. So if I put a girl on the stage and started kissing on her neck, that wouldn't get wet? So if I put a girl on the stage right now, and I kiss out between my thighs, that wouldn't get wet? Nah, bro. You know what? I want you to play something that will wet. I got something that get wet. Let's go. Baby, I kiss you right. Suck on your titties, cause they you want your favorite boy and keep your legs so I can lay on the dick. Boxes on, there's a bite on your little pussy change. And I thought you need to skip my better change your mind. Want you to put it out. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, ladies, hey, bro. I think these ladies really run up in there now. Said I wanna lick. All over your body, baby. Said I wanna lick. Girl, you make my tongue go la 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 la. This is me and you in this room, and all I wanna do is I'm grown and things to you. You know what? Yeah, that's what I'm feeling like right now.
You know what I'm saying? So you and your Gotti are real cool. Tell us about y'all's relationship.
Gotti is a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what the industry tried to do to me or what people try to put on me, you know, it's certain friends that stood by me. You know what I mean? They didn't take judgment from what the internet said or anything like that. They called me personally and say, oh, damn, that's not my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look into it more so than speak against it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Gotti, King of Memphis, I fuck with that nigga. That's my nigga. You a real nigga. Tip, that's a real nigga. Wayne, that's a real nigga. You know, you can count the real niggas in the business on your finger who would actually, you know, dang, if they hear a rumor about you, not go on Twitter.
Yeah, they gonna call you.
And try to you know what I'm saying? It's some fuck nigga shit like niggas will see you, be at your parties or whatever the case may be, and then soon as some shit they hear, they're gonna report like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like the Chris Brown in a Drake fight.
Just like Scrappy and his girl with Soulja Boy all on Twitter.
Is it my place to comment on something I wasn't there?
Yeah, that's real.
How I'm gonna comment on it? You know what I'm saying? How I'm gonna take to Twitter and comment to something? And you supposed to be some real ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you rap. How could you comment on something that you know nothing about and you wasn't there?
It's real shit.
So you get all these little fuck niggas. You know what I'm saying? Trying to peep, you know, recognition about that stuff, and it's some fuck shit. So, you know, of course we don't deal with niggas like that. I got good people around me. I got good family and friends or whatever. So we don't dwell on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotti would never comment, oh, Chris Brown was wrong.
Gotti's real.
Or take
real.
sides. So you get some niggas, they trying to take sides and stuff. But it's like, man, y'all niggas so flawed. Like, you know, I look at them differently because I'm from the street. I'm not trying to portray myself to be some gangster or whatever the case may be. You'll have to just run up on me and see what I'm about. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? So I respect people like T.I. and Wayne and, you know, just close friends that keep 100 that actually ask you, yo, what's up, P? What's going on? And you tell them and they're like, oh, okay, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I get what's going on. You know what I mean? Versus to the people that took the Twitter or, you know what I'm saying, who said some shit about me. Because how I feel about that is if it was vice versa, if T-Pain went through some shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna comment on it because we're from Florida. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be my. Like,
that's true.
I want him to do well, so I'm not gonna down him ever.
That's
you know
real,
what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ever down him. I'm gonna be like, well, what's going on, Pain? I'm gonna holler at him, and even if he was wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna down him at all. But you get some niggas, they'll go on Twitter, they'll make jokes, they'll down you, or whatever the case may be, for no fucking reason at all. And I just can't respect that. So when I see them niggas, I don't speak. They can call me Hollywood P or whatever. I just live in my own lane, and I got good people around me. So those are the people that I feel that deserve my attention. I'm not no dick riding person or nothing like that. I just, you know, I do whatever it is that I need to do, and that's just that. You know what I'm saying?
just want to say thank you all for singing with me, supporting me, man, doing everything. I got my new single that I just released with Tyler. It's called I Love Girls. I want all y'all to download that on iTunes. Go support a real R&B nigga. You know what I'm saying? Marcus_Cooper at Twitter. So I need all of y'all to follow me. Marcus_Cooper at Instagram. And that's what it is. Love, peace, and happiness all the time.
And the club is done?
So last question, tell us about the album, you know what I'm saying? When it's gonna drop and some features on there?
You know, I just sent the record out to 2 Chainz. I spoke to Tip the other day. Tip gonna get on it. Tyga, you know, Tyga's already on board with the single. He actually Tyga was the only person that showed up to Boyfriend Number 2 video. If you ever see Boyfriend Number 2 video, you will see Tyga in there. You know, I always believed in Tyga. You know what I mean? So, you know, we actually recorded my song Girls like 2 years ago, or whatever the case may be. So, you know, history is in the making right now, and I fuck with that nigga Tyga. And, you know, I have a few R&B features that I'm working on. I might have Keith Sweat on the album. That's my mentor.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Shout out to the OG Sweat. I love you, brother. And, you know, we're just going to figure it out like that. But the album is more so R&B. It's something that people can have fun to. It's kind of like the, you know, it's better than the last album, you know, because I got to take my time on it. The last album, you can go from the first song to the last song, and it's going to ride all the way through. It's going to get you everything you need in the nighttime or whatever, or daytime, anytime. And that's just what it is. We're going to keep it fun, this album, you know, and it's romantic. I want people to be romantic, still court their woman. You know, a lot of guys don't court their women, you know, or whatever the case may be. But, you know, this album, you'll be able to do that. That's what we're going to show. And, you know, that's just what it is. So get ready for it. It's called Marcus Cooper. It'll be in stores like October the 15th. And, you know, get ready. So it's a movie.
Cool.
I've been sitting down on the plane all day.
Nobody told me nothing like that. I thought you did. Nothing like that. I thought you did. You gotta tell me who you spoke about that. You find whoever you spoke to and come back and talk to me about that.
Here, right there with the black shirt on. He gonna be over by the time.
That's what you gotta talk to him.
All right.
Come on this side.
I don't know, but come on. Oh, hold on. Let me give you one by myself. And then you can speak to me. I'm the host of this concert. You didn't know that.
I know what it is.
I am.
What it is.
Oh, do another one. Do another one. Let me turn this way. There we go. Never know. Hey, you covering it. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, okay.
Huh? I can't pull any tricks.
Hey, what it is, man? This your man Marcus Pleasure P. Cooper. It's Polo Mob TV, man. We doing it real big in TX. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show tonight. It was very energetic. It was a lot of sex. Actually, it was nothing but ladies, because, you know, that's what I do. I love all the ladies. I'm single. I'm dating. I have my new single that I just dropped with Tiger called I Love Girls. It's the hottest R&B song of the summer. So, you know, get ready to support. You know, I'm Marcus_Cooper at Twitter. I'm Marcus_Cooper at Instagram. Check out my website, MarcusCoopermusic.com. If y'all need me for anything, I'm around. I'm not a Hollywood guy. I'm humble. I just like to have fun. You know what I mean? As y'all see tonight, you know, being Hollywood is not in my character. And we're gonna do it like that there. But at the same time though, y'all have a good night. Drive home safely. If you're driving, if you're watching, watch safely. Whatever it is y'all doing, man. I just appreciate y'all for watching me and, you know, being a part of me, man. You know what I mean? Thanks for the however many minutes that this thing is running.
Yeah.
Thanks for supporting me throughout that. And I got my new single called I Love Girls featuring Tiger. It's on iTunes right now. I need y'all to go out and support that single because, you know, it's not a lot of R&B on the radio. Every R&B song you gotta at least have a rapper or whatever. And, you know, we definitely trying to just bring R&B back for our era. You know what I mean? So the people that love or the love the slow, you know, that kind of vibe, support us, man. You know what I mean? And you know, we're gonna do what we gotta do. It's a lot of good R&B coming out this year. You got Trey Songz, you got Miguel, you got Tank, you got Usher, you got Chris Brown, you got Bobby Valentino, you got it's a lot of Mario's coming back out. I'm back. You know, there's a lot of R&B that's coming out this year, but the only way we're gonna hear it on the radio is if you guys actually take a stand and support it. You know what I mean? And that's key. You know what I mean? So if you see an R&B song, what's $1.29 to support a sound that's gonna stick around for forever? Don't just use our music for, you know, making babies only and you don't support it. You know what I mean? Like, we bring the babies to the room. When you're in love, when you're going through something, we bring that to you know, we bring that to you guys. We bring so much to it. So you definitely should support R&B guys because, you know, that's what it is. You know, you supported the crunk era, you supported the fist pumping era. Now it's time to get back to the R&B, to the love and the fun and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, shout out to everybody that's supporting that. And you know, I thank you guys so much for that. Marcus_Cooper at Twitter, and I'm out this thing. Yes, sir.
Who I love girls, I love girls, I love girls so much I think I'm lesbian. I'm just being honest. I love girls, I love girls, I love girls so much I think I'm lesbian. I'm just being honest. I like a rich chick, spoiled and paid. I take a broke chick that I can upgrade. I dig a thugged out broad that can dress up